So in UK, in Germany, France, and all these advanced countries, there's something they actually call social. This social is like a group of people, and that are involved in children welfare. Anything about children this, children anything, they are the ones in charge of it. So from the moment you're stepping into UK airports, France airport, Germany, any of these country airports, their eyes is already on you. They can't wait to take that child from you. Anywhere you hear social is coming and everything, my dear, run away from them. Just see them as mini devil. What they are after is just like when they say somebody is like maybe husband snatcher, just see them as child snatcher, but their own is actually legal child snatcher. So when you see them from afar, oh yeah, me jackpot, don't make friends with them, don't get close to them, don't do anything with them, because the moment you are entering that country, their eyes is already on you. They can't wait to have that your little baby, that your little munching princess. They can't wait to have it in their hands. Have them in their hands. Oh my dear, their eyes is on you. If you sneeze, gonna say, it's because you are sneezing, that's why we are taking your child from you. They are looking for every single opportunity to take that child away from you. They cannot wait because they love children. They love children so much. So for example, now for a kid that actually grew up in Nigeria or in Africa, for somebody like me now, I didn't really have access to toys. The only toys that I had then was all this, this toy that you hold like this, the thing will do that's the only toy I had access to. So for somebody like me coming from Africa, if they actually want to get information from me, from my parents, right, they'll buy me all these special toys, all this tab, all this, they will buy everything for me. They will not give it to me to be playing with. I know that kid omode tomba TV cotton, like ask them many, they can sell their parent off. They will sell them off lock, but they'll just say, yeah, tell me ask my miss to beat, and they will tell them every single thing because they were not raised with it. Imagine me that I'm used to only this shower, that thing that I used to do show, and then somebody is not giving me tap. Somebody is giving me biscuits. Somebody is giving me ice cream. Ice cream that the only time I used to take it is maybe during Christmas. I be one visitor buy it for that type of setting, right? It's not as if we're baking, but they say train your child how to be contented. But there is nobody that will see something that is different, something that is special, and will not someone want to lose hope training. Yeah, and that is why you are even living Nigeria abroad. That is why you're living Nigeria or Africa outside the country. If you were contented, right, you will stay in Nigeria with us. You will not go. Yes. So there's nobody that will see a better opportunity, a better option, and might not want to lose this thing. So maybe you see somebody that has money and everything, you might be able to have self-control because you're actually an adult. You can already think. But these kids, they can't really think straight for themselves. They don't really have self-control to that extent. The only training you taught them was if you see a stranger coming to meet you and everything, don't talk to them and everything. But then when they are inside the school, when the social come and meet them inside the school is this stranger. The school not be stranger now and everything. So or even inside the hospital, it's not stranger, or they'll just used to see the social as mommy friend. They don't see it as stranger. So when social buy things for them and everything, you already know what that means. That's what they will be saying. Hey guys, welcome back again to another video on my YouTube channel, Jackpot with Ashetemis. As most of you all know, like I told you, I used to tell you, this channel is not just about immigration process, how to immigrate and everything. And I know some of you, most of you are actually just in the process of doing your visa, your job application, the route, or whichever route you want to go with. You guys, most of you are just in the process of doing that, or you are in the process of so even if you are not yet getting positive response from the process you're doing yet, that one does not mean in as much as you're trying to do your application, you're applying to a particular country, and maybe anything is not really forthcoming yet. Aside job application, there's some things like you should start getting yourself ready to know, because it's not all about getting the visa. Because when you get the visa, everything still boils down to the aftermath of whatever you do in the country, because that is what makes everything valid. So the way you're processing your visa, preparing for your documentation, job application and everything, start learning how to do things in a separate way, especially if you're from my sweet country Nigeria, that everything you get as we dey do am. But like I used to tell you, once you're leaving Nigeria, once you're leaving Africa, they do things in a very, very different way. And there is this thing in law, there is no ignorance in law. You don't know, you don't know be that, and then you have to like suffer the consequences of it. There's nothing like I did not know now. I didn't. So they expect you to know everything. So as you're preparing for your visa, preparing for everything, start preparing your mind, start training yourself how to behave in a very, very this thing. I'm not trying to say you don't behave well or anything. You know, when it comes to all this advanced country, right? All those things that you believe believe in Africa is different from how they see it in these countries, and that is why I am making this video for you guys. I'll be to you guys, I'll be with you guys. Oh, anyone, guys. So let's dive right into it. So you know that scenario, like you see all these Instagram or Facebook videos, you see an Oyinbo, an Oyinbo kid or child talking to his or her mom, like maybe saying all this F word and all of that, and then because of your upbringing as an African, as a Nigerian, like when you see that video, even if you've not actually given birth before, the way we say and go this clash, you say may you just may you just daze and slap, abi may you just take your slipper, just target time, that kind of thing. Like how picking go they follow Agbalagba talk like this and everything. My dear, that is exactly how it used to be. That is one of those things you really have to learn. Anyways, I actually just gave you that scenario because you know in Africa, right, there's something they call Amadaomotoni. In Africa, in Nigeria, there's something they call Amadaomotoni. There's nothing like okay, it's the mother that actually gave birth to the child, but in a typical African setting or Nigerian setting, the child belongs to everybody in the society. So the belief is when you actually see a child going astray or doing things that is wrong or that is not correct, you have to correct the child regardless of if you are the biological mother or not. That is the general African belief, the general Nigerian belief. Like Amanda Omotoni Osentole Domo, Amanda Omoto Osentole Da Omoni Konkini. You know all those scenarios, like maybe you do something and everything, your mom might even ignore, but you see all those neighbor, no sure and everything, just come at you. Sometimes even when your mom is actually beating you and everything, instead of them to even be able to beg that it's okay, they'll be hiding pepper, say yes, that's what she they do, now so she go follow one, they'll be hiding pepper and everything, and then your mom will intensify the beating, just that kind of thing. But in our mind, we used to have it that auntie, am I in street motor it about wailing so that kind of thing. So in Africa, Amando Motoni that my English is, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like they always believe in like group training, but when you live in Nigeria, when you're living outside Africa, my dear, there's nothing like Amanda Moto. Yeah, there's nothing like, there's actually something like that, but it is not really like Amanda Omoto. It is like Anwela Tokyo. Anwe Boshin Tomuela Tokyo. But whereas in Africa, we join hands together and train a child to actually become a better person. But outside the country, they will just be looking at I'm sure which might make life that kind of thing. I hope you understand the difference now. So guys, today I'll be talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 reasons, 10 things, 10 points, 10 ways, 10 methods, 10 things that can actually make you sleep inside jail or lose custody of your child to UK government or to any government, to any country you're going to. So it could be UK, it could be Canada, it could be Germany. You see all those Germany, France, all those people, all those countries, they use child play. They know they use child play. I made a video about priority gender. I don't know which one I will actually be posting first, but if I post it first, just make sure to Check it out. Like, they have priority. You are just the mother. You are the mother. No mean say this thing. They don't joke with their child. So whether you leave Africa and then come to, you have your child from Africa or from Nigeria, and then you move to UK, Germany, or any of these countries, yes, now you're picking. In as much as you didn't give birth to the child in the UK, in the France, in anything, my dear, once you've taken their visa and you've entered their country like this, not in sure, but you might talk more. No, you not give birth to the child in their country. Yes, we know that. But as long as that child is in their country and the child is actually between 0 to 18 years, in fact, 18 years, let's just say 0 to 18 years, my dear, you just have to. You already know the deal. So as long as the child is actually 0 to 18 years, hey, they will be like, so I'm talking about 10 ways, 10 things, 10 methods that can actually make you lose custody of your child or actually sleep inside you. I know that one of the reasons, number one on my list, I'm sure that most of you already know about it and everything. So that's why I'll be starting with that. But even at that, I'll like expatiate, and even that question, I know most of you already know about this first option. You already know about this first point, and that's why I'm starting with it. And just in case it is not everybody that actually know about this, and may not be like say, okay, you already know, let me just skip it. So number one on the list is beating, eating, punishing, or beating your child. Anything that, you know, in Africa, when you do something, you know, growing up in African home, growing up in a Nigerian home, most times our parents they don't used to talk. When you used to don't do something like this, tomato target, they will just take like butter. Target the or maybe if you just do something and they African mothers, they don't talk too much. They don't talk too much. So in people that say stop it, drop it. One will judge you. When you shout it, they wait for you either in the middle of the night, or maybe when you are sleeping, or when you forgotten that you ever offended, they will not take bank. Everything. They used to walk with that area. Sierra, my dear. Once you're leaving Nigeria or you're leaving Africa to UK or any of these advanced countries, you see that your spirit of beating, spirit of eating, spirit of punishment, spirit of pinching. Your mama don't pinch you before. Oh my goodness. African mother, like if they're actually in a set, you know, there are some times like you'll be outside with your parents, like you'll be in a gathering, and then maybe you fuck up. Of course, you know your mom cannot start beating because people will put eyes on her. She will not come to you. Do as if you want to take, she'll just pinch you. You know that kind of pinch you. When we say you know fish out. Even your mama said she don't want to make people know. You know fish out. Say yeah. When I go just do like, but that pinching, you'll never forget it in your entire life. She'll just come to you as if she want to tell you something. I can't pinch it. And she'll not even use her nails, so it's just between these two flesh. She'll just pinch you. Like, hey, my dear, it's better for her to even beat you than pinching. You know, things like that. Pinching, beating, koboko, and everything. Once you live in Nigeria, once you live in Africa, my dear brothers and my dear sisters, please drop that spirit behind at Moitala Mohammed Airport or Abuja Airport, because it is not needed. If you know you don't want to lose custody of your child, one, and if you know you don't want to go to jail, forget about it. They don't beat kids outside the country, and that's why you see that most of them are actually spoiled. Most of them involved in all these things because, you know, the way we're raised up, right? Talking is not talking. You know that the way we're raised up, right? Our parents will talk. After all the talking, they will talk and beat, like two of it. So despite with the talk and beat, we still have people that are wayward. Even with the talk beats, with the everything, we still have children that are actually wayward. So imagine when you don't even eat your kid, and then you have to be talking to them like adults. You be conversing with them. But I said, apple is not for everybody. You get even right. Mad. So that was how our parents raised us. But somehow, when you actually beat them and everything, sometimes it used to actually reset their brain. It used to be factory reset. Especially those facts that when you actually do something to your parents and then they don't have to talk too much. When they give you a labadi from your back or this thing, nobody will teach you not to do it again. Nobody will. But you see all those ones that will say, don't do it, stand up, sit up, and sleep, wake up. You are talking too much. You are talking to bati target here, right? you already know what I said. But outside the country, you don't do that. So the best way to actually punish your kid outside the country is like taking things that is very important to them, maybe their favorite toy, their favorite show, like stopping them from going on an outing or anything like that. That's the only way they actually use to punish them abroad. But then in Africa, they use that one as punishment. They use beating, they use food, there's nothing they ignore you. So you don't beat your kid outside the country. So when you beat your kid and there's actually a mark, you know what that means. You can actually lose custody of your child, and of course you will go to jail. And aside that, they might not necessarily be a mark, right? But then when your kids start going to school, when they start mixing with the citizens in their school, and of course they get talking and everything, you know, all these children, you know, so they know they lie, they know sabi lie. Sometimes it's not as if they really want to implicate you, but when they start talking with their friends, they will say, hey, babe, they will overcome, we shall come, washa. That's how they will say, my mom used to eat me like this thing. They will go and tell their teacher. And they are doing it for them. When they tell their teacher, the teacher will not even call you to say, mommy, Shola, kilo shele, tefi normal. You know, if it's all this our Nigerian teacher, they will call you and say, mommy, Shola, kilo tefi normal, to shebai. They will call you and everything. My dear, that teacher in the UK or outside the country, they will not call you, they will not call you. Directly, she will go and report to a school principal about this thing, and then the principal will actually call the social. So in UK, in Germany, France, and all these advanced countries, there is something they actually call social. This social is like a group of people, and that are involved in children welfare. Anything about children, anything, they are the ones in charge of it. So from the moment you're stepping into UK airports, France airport, Germany, any of these country airports, their eyes is already on you. They can't wait to take that child from you. Anywhere you hear social is coming and everything, my dear, run away from them. Just see them as mini devil. What they are after is just like when they say somebody is like maybe husband snatcher, just see them as child snatcher, but their own is actually legal child snatcher. So when you see them from afar, don't make friends with them, don't get close to them, don't do anything with them, because the moment you are entering that country, their eyes is already on you. They can't wait to have that your little baby, that your little munching princess. They can't wait to have it in their hands. Have them in their hands. Oh my dear, their eyes is on you. So when your kid is actually in the school and then you say, mommy used to beat me when it's the clinical, that's how they're going to tell the principal, and then the principal will be to call those social. The parents can be you come over on our behalf, and then they will just come. They will never tell you anything. The child, they'll just take you. Of course, you drop your address to the school, they'll just come to your house, they'll come and search your house and come and say that thing you used to beat the child or whatever. Before you just say, don't worry, we are doing our job. And then they'll say they need you in their office for questioning, and you still feel like, my dear, somebody invite them. Just say go be. So depending on the mood they have or the gravity of the beating or the gravity of the offense, they can actually allow you to sleep in jail, and then they will lose custody of your child. Either they give the child to the social welfare, or to actually you can give them to another African person that you trust or anything. But for that period of time, your child will be taken away from you, because they feel like you know sabi train pikin. Yes, like you're still a baby, you know sabi train, so they'll just put it inside jail. Not as if they'll put inside one special jail, the same jail that they put normal criminal person, jail, and they'll put this in. And then it's not as if maybe they'll come and say, who beat you? Is it mommy or daddy? Nothing like mommy or the two of you, you are sharp parents. And immediately they will pack all of you inside prison, inside jail. Imagine, you not go to prison or jail in Nigeria. You not go to prison or jail in your own country. Over there abroad is now one small tiny thing. One small tiny something that you carried for 9 months, you suffered for, now your visa ain't take come, dependent visa, now your visa ain't take travel. One small tiny human like the one very small tiny jobless woman wey you suffer on top, come make you come smell wetin be jail. And you know that when you go to jail outside the country, you know what that means. It's already showing in your record. And of course, before you get to work, you know there's something they call DBS, police check, police certificate and everything. So when they notice that you start having criminal record and all of that. You know what that means. Before you get a job, it will really be difficult, especially if you want to work in this social care. This they be you want to go no more to be go man no patient for abi go man no staff, like that's how they will just think it and escalate that. Okay, this is what you want to come and be doing, to come and be beating everybody inside this organization. My dear, there is no work for you. So that's a listing you really want attached to your name. So in everything you're doing, make sure you're very, very careful. Make sure you are very, very decent. Some of these kids, let me not say some, these kids can be really annoying. They can really, but then just hey, just be thinking about your life. But you can shout. Yeah, I think you can shout, yeah. But just hold your hand. So if you know a woman you take butter, you take this one, take and just knock it on. Start training it even before applying for your job, before your visa is. Start learning it. As you are in Nigeria, the way you used to do and just use butter, start learning it. And the thing is, these kids they will just feel like, I don't know. And do you know the thing is, for this social, they already know a kid's weak point. It could be like there are some kids that, for example now, for a kid that actually grew up in Nigeria or in Africa, for somebody like me now, I didn't really have access to toys. The only toys that I had then was all this, this toy that you hold like this, the thing will do that's the only toy I had access to. So for somebody like me coming from Africa, if they actually want to get information from me, from my parents, right, they will buy me all these special toys, all this tab, all this, they will buy everything for me. They will not give it to me to be playing with. I know that kid omode tomba TV cotton, like ask them many, they can sell their parent off. They will sell them off lock, but they'll just say, yeah, tell me ask my miss to be telling. They will tell them every single thing because they were not raised with it. Imagine me that I'm used to only this shower, that thing that I used to do show, and then somebody is not giving me tap, somebody is giving me biscuits, somebody is giving me ice cream that the only time I used to take it is maybe during Christmas. I be one visitor buy it for that type of setting, right? It's not as if we're baking, but they say train your child how to be contented. But there is nobody that will see something that is different, something that is special, and will not someone want to lose hope training. Yeah, and that is why you are even living Nigeria abroad. That is why you are living Nigeria or Africa outside the country. If you were contented, right, you will stay in Nigeria with us. You will not go. Yes. So there is nobody that will see a better opportunity, a better option, and might not want to lose this thing. So maybe you see somebody that has money and everything, you might be able to have self-control because you're actually an adult. You can already think. But these kids, they can't really think straight for themselves. They don't really have self-control to that extent. The only training you taught them was if you see a stranger coming to meet you and everything, don't talk to them and everything. But then when they are inside the school, when the social come and meet them inside the school is this stranger? The school not be stranger now and everything. So or even inside the hospital, it's not stranger, or they'll just used to see the social as mommy friend. They don't see it as stranger. So when social buy things for them and everything, you already know what that means. That's what they will be saying. And then this one will bring us to number 2. So the second thing that could actually put you to jail or make you lose custody of your child abroad is food. Depending on the country you're going, there are so many. Depending on the country you're going, all countries have their food, their cultural food, the food they are used to, and everything. So when your child is between 0 to 18 years, of course, when they're in school, and aside the food you'll be giving them, the school actually used to give them food. I told you guys that child is like their number one priority in every country. Like, they don't joke with their children, they don't joke with you, whether you are the kid inside that country or outside the country. As long as you moved in with your child inside the country, it belongs to the government and you cannot do whatever you like. So of course, in all their schools, they used to give them maybe breakfast, maybe lunch and everything. And of course, before they give them breakfast, the breakfast they will give them, it will be like a cultural food of that country. It might not necessarily be a cultural food, but of course it will be like just like if you're living in Germany, they'll be giving them German meal, German food. If you're staying in UK, they'll be giving them all this English food, English breakfast. So imagine a kid you actually raised from Nigeria that is used to eba, is used to egusi, or let's not even say you actually gave birth to your child in that country, and then because of the African this thing, you emit your jata, you started giving them eba, amala, you know all this that this thing egusi, all those that were typical Nigerian, say I born you for this, no me say make on this thing. So of course, after training that child with your normal Nigerian food, your normal African food, and then the kids start going to school, and then when the school actually serve the kid a particular food from that country, maybe a German food, maybe a UK food, maybe a France food, or anything, and the teacher actually noticed that the child cannot eat it. Yeah, the child, even as we did as adults, there's some, as we are as adults, when you actually go outside the country and you eat all this their German food, this their Oyinbo food, you agree with me that we no get good shop am, because we no see am as food. Like they'll just portion one small thing, they'll be calling it food. Not let alone talk about baby, especially all this baby that is very very picky. So after training your child how to eat Nigerian food and all of that, and then the child actually gets to school and they serve the child a food from the country, the nation country, and they say a native food, and the child cannot eat it. Nobody will be able to understand that that child is a Nigerian or is an African, or you actually train the child with a Nigerian food. Nobody will understand it. And like I told you, this social, immediately you are setting your foot inside that country, inside that city, they already have their eyes on you. They can't wait to have your child with them. They cannot wait. They cannot wait to have their child. So they are looking for every single opportunity, in fact, every single excuse. If you sneeze, gonna say, it's because you are sneezing, that's why we are taking your child from you. They are looking for every single opportunity to take that child away from you. They cannot wait because they love children. They love children so much. So after serving that child the food, and of course, because of the way the child was brought up with eba, with normal rice and everything, the child could not eat it. And then, funny enough, as usual, instead of the teacher to call you, wait, why is this child not eating? In Nigeria, if you take your child to kindergarten or school, if the child is not eating, your teacher will call your mom. This child is not eating. What happened? Kilo share. And your mom will explain that only malaria and you only keep this one, so they will not do. They will not. Jang bang, they will go and report it to principal and everything. And then the principal, of course, will be able to call social. Social, we've seen one bad parent, the social will come and see how the child cannot eat the food, the child is picking the food and everything. So the mama know they treat them, the parents they doesn't give him food. That's how they will see it. Like, for a child to see food and not be able to eat it, that means you are making the child go through something, go through strain. Well, the way we say they go escalate the issue, you be like, you go open mouth, like, because they'll come at a proving point, like just like maybe when you make offense and then something that is small, and then when a lawyer comes, you will start speaking English for you, and then you'll be like, abeg, you pass say I just do like this, they'll just help you to expand it that even you, when you hear it, go back and say you don't commit crime. So one thing you really want to avoid is when you're living outside the country, when you get to the UK, you get to Germany or anything, make sure to teach your children how to eat their food. Teach them how to eat sausage. Somebody like me, I didn't grow up out in eat sausage. In fact, me, but sausage, I don't know how to name it. It was because I have a food channel. I had to learn how to eat it. So imagine somebody like me, I go to school and they serve me sausage and all this, their omelette and everything. I would just look and I know be shop, and that's why they'll come and carry my mom that she's not treating me well, she's not feeding me well, and everything you get. So when you get outside the country, learn how to blend into the culture, and as you are blending into the culture, make sure to blend your children along with it, because you see these children, and the thing is, when they ask them, your mom does not give you this food to eat, I will say yes, so you've never seen it before. So it will be as if you're actually solving the kid. And for countries that actually have child benefit, maybe like Germany, like Canada and this and that have child benefit, they'll feel like so the government will give you child benefit, but then you're using it for something else. Okay, now you cannot take care of the child, so you have to take this child away from you. That's why they'll just help you to expatiate this. You not be show you can your sausage alone. So learn as much as you can, learn how to eat the food, learn how to incorporate the food, the culture of the food, the food culture with your children. Learn, teach them how to eat it, so that when they get to school, when they serve them this meal in school, they will be able to eat it and listen. That kind of, because before the year say it's because it's in Nigeria. You have reached your home, you have reached the jail, they've taken your child from you. This AC is getting cold. I'm coming. So the next one is number 3. I know this video will be too long. I've talked about just 2 options and it's already like 8 minutes. Anyways, the next one on our list is number 3. Number 3 is group teaching / mind your business. Like I told you, in Nigeria, in Nigeria, right, there's something they call agbomoto, like ajomanto money, that kind of thing. You see a child doing something, like once you live in Nigeria, you see so many things you're not used to. Then you'll be exposed to more sexuality, homosexuality, heterosexuality, and lesbianism, gay, so many things that you're not used to. You see people kissing in front of the street. You know all those things that we used to hide and package in Nigeria or in Africa. You see them doing it in the streets as normal thing. So if you are this type of person that used to hear no, so you have your own child at home, you now see them doing something and say, don't do that, you are very spoiled. Oh, but they don't. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. But like when you live in Nigeria, start singing the song, mind your business. If you know that your mouth used to leak, just go and buy masks or just zip it up. They don't used to do that. And the thing is, when you correct any of these Oyinbo children, they are very rude. Oh, one boy. I know say they know they abuse for the English way they could take abuse the insult, the accent. And if it's all these ones that maybe they're in their group of friends, they are with their friends, after the insult, them and their friend, you will never forget that day in your life. You will never. We used to see these things on YouTube. We used to see it on this, and then when they now report you, they can actually report you to the police, report you to their social and everything. That maybe you are a threat to them, you are threatening them and everything. Before you be able to explain that you are teaching them, you are actually you don't sleep for you and everything. So there is nothing like you're correcting somebody, you are teaching somebody. Leave everybody the way they are. When you just see something, if it's to shake your head, just shake it and waka. Do not talk. Do not correct anybody. Don't do that. Don't allow report here. Don't allow report here. And then if you are somebody that actually have a child, you can actually take the child away from you and say, so the way you are violent with outside, that's how you used to do to your kid. Just I told you that those social, they are looking for every single opportunity to take your child away from you. So any small thing that you do, like the way to escalate it, that kind of thing. So the 4th one on our list is mind what you say in the presence of your kid. Sometimes when you actually move to a country, you might not actually really like the country, or maybe you don't like the government or things they are doing, or you don't like a teacher, or you don't like anything. You know that growing up in Nigeria, growing up in Africa, sometimes when our parents want to gossip about people, like they gossip them in our presence. Sometimes we do as if we are sleeping, we used to hear gossip, you know, that kind of thing. They will gossip them in our presence and everything. My dear, once you live in Nigeria, don't gossip in front of your children. Don't gossip in their presence, because you might feel like you guys are together, you're gossiping, and then when they get to school, the thing is, when they get to school, of course they will mix with their peer, they'll talk to their teacher and everything. So the teacher can just use time to be whining their head and everything, or they talk to their friend, and then their friend go and say, imagine your child talking to a UK citizen, a German citizen, and say, my mom said this country is fucked. Then they went to tell the teacher, that kind of thing. So don't say anything bad about the country in the presence of your children. If you have anything against your children, is that you and your husband, you discuss it, or you talk to yourself. Make sure you don't say it to their ear, because you know how these kids are. They pick up very, very little words, very, very things that you feel like they're not hearing. You can see them playing with their tab and everything. Like they're listening to these kids. These latest kids, they are very, very sharp. They can hear you very, very well. They are very, very, very sharp. Like they will pick up every single thing. They can tell their teacher, tell their listening, and you know that That one is already this thing. So if you are actually saying what about the country like is relating to violence and everything, be like, hey, you already sounding violent before you come and affect the child. That's like they shall look for one reason, they shall take that child from you. So the next one is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 is leaving your kids alone, and this one will take talk to especially single mothers. I know how everything can be and everything. That's why I say before you move out of Nigeria, outside the country and everything, make sure you know how to balance your work with your kids, with your everything. And before you move out, make sure, even if you have a partner, make sure it's a sensible partner that you have. Outside the country, you are not allowed to leave your kids alone. You know that you'll be like, okay, outside the country, everywhere is safe, no one is doing this. I remember I used to have a neighbor like that she want to go and buy something, she will lock her children inside the house. I'll be like, no, you don't do that, it's not safe. What if, and you know all these children, you tell them to sit down where they'll say, yes, mommy. Before you come back, you see that place that used to go and hunt gas here, the way you used to go and hunt, they'll say, let me try what mommy has been doing. Like, it's very, very risky. You don't leave your child at home alone inside the house. So if the government catch you leaving your child, they will say, okay, you're not capable to be a mother, you're not capable to be a parent, okay, let's help you to train the child. You will lose custody of the child. And just in case the child maybe committed something actually happened in the child to the child while he or she was actually in the house, because you actually left them, you're already losing custody of the child. In fact, you will first go to jail for that one. You get to jail for that one because you risk the life of the child. So it is illegal. It is actually like a criminal offense to actually leave your child alone inside the house. So anytime you want to go out, if you feel like you're busy, if you want to go out, you have to go out with your kids. So is it that if you want to go out, is it that when you want to go out, you go out when your children are in school? Anything you want to do, grocery shopping, cleaning, everything, anywhere you want to go, make sure to go when your kids are in school. Or maybe if they are not in school, you can actually hire the service of a child minder. Put your kids with them. You pay maybe £15 per hour, maybe £13 per hour. It's always very expensive. Anyone. And another thing that actually used to do this of parents leaving their child alone inside the house is all these single parents that they still want to shop life, they still want to go out with men. Nobody is saying you should not shop a life of your head, go out with men, or maybe a single mother trying to like get another guy. Nobody is saying you should not do that. But even if you are doing that, make sure the person you're going out with, your intending husband, actually likes your child. Because if your intended husband actually likes your child, of course you can always take your child on a date. I know it's somehow taking your child on a date, but then it's always better that way. Or like I told you, if you can't do it, just pay a child minder to actually mind your child for you, just like a nanny, to actually stay with the child. Don't ever leave your child inside the house alone. Or another thing is, okay, so the 6th point is number 6, right? Number 6 is giving your child to any house stranger. Maybe you want to go out now, you just carry your child, give it to your neighbor, give it to your neighbor, give it to this one, give it to this one. You know that there is somehow no person that will actually treat your child the way you do. So it will be that person doing things to your child, inflicting this thing, pinching them, all of that. You don't even know who get beef with you, pinching them. And then when they get to school, they'll be asking who pinch you. So everything still boils down to. So when they find out that you actually used to give your child to a random neighbor, a this neighbor, okay, did I say, oh, momoto, exactly, they will just collect the child from you, buy a matomo. So if you know that you don't want anybody to help you to buy a tomo, you want to toy your omo yourself, make sure you take this point in consideration. So the next one is number 7 is social help, especially for people that just give birth. And aside that, this social help that I actually define, maybe like I really don't know their program, but I know that once in a while they actually used to visit every parent to come and see how the child is doing and everything, especially for single mothers, right, that does not have a husband, single mothers or anything. Anytime they come to your house, if they say if you see them that they even able to lift, what's the simplest thing? Like maybe spoon fell on the floor and they want to help you, don't worry, pick it yourself. Don't ever allow them to help you to do anything. Even if you want to wear clothes for your child and maybe you wear the clothes did not straight, maybe the clothes can't shift, just to shift it to the front like that, and you see them trying to help you to shift it. No, don't worry. No, of course you say it, but don't worry, just the clothes. Don't ever allow them to help you to do anything, because what the thing is, they'll come into your life like a nice person, just like all these husband snatchers. They'll come into your life like a nice person, like they like you, they care, they're after the child. Yes, they're actually after the child, but they are after taking that child from you. So anything that will make Shosha to help you, adjusting clothes, picking clothes, making food for the kid, looking after the kid, please stay. Don't even try them. Even if you are sick, like your enemy want to die, do it yourself, unless you want to lose your picking, and don't allow them to come into your house even when they schedule. That should be another point. Yeah, that should be like number 7. So if they have a meeting with you or anything, meet them at their office. Don't let them come to your house. So that should be number 7, because when they come to your house, when they see, like, sometimes, most times, every time when they come to your house, the first thing they used to check is the condition of your house, how your house is neat, how it's scattered, and again, the children's house, the children room. They go to the children room, they will see all those things, especially in countries that they actually give child benefits, like Germany, like France, all these countries that they give child benefit. They will see everything to see, you know, that when you actually give birth, right, especially if you are not working, the country actually gives them child benefit of, say, 1,000 euro or something. I really can't know. It's a very sweet country. So they will check the kids' room and everything. So that child benefit is to include toys, their bed, their everything. So if they get to your children's room and you feel like there's nothing there, is it empty and everything, okay, nice one. And again, maybe the child wants to eat, and then you are begging Shosha to help you make meal for the child, to help you dress them for school. You're already telling them that you are not a capable mother, or you are not capable as a parent to definitely take that child away from you. That way, you don't have to go to jail. So just feel like you are not capable. Let's help you. So the next on our list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, number 9 on our list is untidy to school. Appearance of your child matters. You know, in Africa, sometimes when our school bus is late and everything, and when we have to dress us anyhow, when we get to school, we're gonna be adjusting our clothes. Our teacher is nice enough in Nigeria. Kudos to all Nigerian teachers. So, like, you just dress anyhow. Then when you get to school, not all those ones that their head used to change and they will start flogging you. But you know, as a child, once you get to school, that's when they will start helping you to adjust your shokoto, adjusting your shirt and everything. You know that they understand that you're actually washing. But there is nothing like rushing. Your child has to look very tidy, very neat, clothes ironed, hair shaved, everywhere, really groomed. Your child has to look very, very perfect. If your child clothes is looking like almost the clothes is tight, the hair is not properly shaved and everything, you're already telling Shosha that, please, so I don't know how to train my child, please come and take it away from me. That's just like the shortest word you're actually telling them. So I'm sure the least thing you want to do, so if you know that you have a busy schedule, you used to, like, you have work to do and everything, wake up early, iron your kids' clothes, groom them, cut their hair every week, depending on how the child hair grows faster. Cut their hair every week, make their hair, plait their hair, make them look neat. Especially for countries that the government actually give benefit. Let the government be seeing the money, the money that they are giving you in the child's life. Let it be reflecting. Let it be reflecting. Don't allow your child to wear the same sandal for 10 years or 15 years. You know that when we are growing up, our slippers that time, it can go flat. As soon as the slippers, their footwear is running out, change it as much as you can, as fast as you can. Like, children are just like their mirror outside the country, so they have to look bang, they have to look neat. If you dressing anyhow, just taking your child to school anyhow, not caring about how they look and everything, you're already inviting Shosha into your life, and they'll be looking at that. If I say, you know, if you train this pikin, more help you. Since you know if you train, I'm more help you. So the worst you want to do to yourself is listen. So make sure your children are really neat, are really tidy. They are doing this thing. They wear their uniform. Their uniform is wear iron. Their school bag. Their everything. Just everything that a mother should do. In Africa, just like, that's why I gave the example that in Nigeria, there's something like we call agbomoto. Even if you just dress for your child anyhow to school, the teacher will help you. The teacher will help you to adjust. Even if they forget anything, you can always send money to the teacher. Hey, me get this thing. You can't do that abroad. The child teacher is your enemy, because they can't wait for Shosha to take that child away from you. The only thing you can do is, thank you, teacher, anything. But if they see anything concerning that child, nobody will tell you directly, because if they find out, the teacher will actually lose their job. So anything that actually happens, the teacher has to relate it immediately to the social or to the principal of the school. Nobody will come and call you and come and say, kini kon. Nobody. That's because it's actually at work. If they find out that any of this thing happen and then they called you, the teacher is actually at the verge of losing their work. So the next one on our list is parents constantly fighting. So we actually have some people that actually left Nigeria, Africa and everything. And if you know that you're the type that used to argue, used to fight any small thing, you and your husband, you're always arguing, both of you are at the verge of actually losing your kid, because a child is not supposed to be in a toxic environment. He or she is not supposed to be in a calm environment. And like I used to tell you, don't say anything in front of these kids. If you do fight and everything, maybe the child is in school and the child is looking dull and everything, and the child go and meet the kid, why are you dull? Why are you say? It's because my mommy and daddy used to fight every time. They used to say kinikon. Just be saying bye bye to your child, because both of you first go to jail for traumatizing that child. Yes, you first go to jail and just say bye bye to that child, because it's obvious that both of you are just adults. I had to add that insult to it, because some couples can be really annoying. A child will be there and they are beggar. So if you know you're a mother, you suffered so hard to have your kid, 9 months kid, and you're outside the country, and you know that the husband that you marry, only he used to make you to shout, make you to argue, my dear, just carry your child, carry everything, just look for another house and just migrate to, or just reporting to the police, just migrate. And if you know you are a husband too, you know that she's always looking for your trouble. She will see one thing to look for your trouble. And you know that most times they say men should always have patience, right? Because women are always tak. But if you are the type that you don't have patience, your wife used to talk too much. Like when you say this, she will say things that make you angry. Just pack yourself, maybe and your child, and just leave the house for her. So, or just go your separate way, or maybe you should be living in one house. Then when you want to copulate, you come and meet on the same day, but live separately. So anything that will make you go domestic or go physical or go violent on your partner in front of those kids, avoid it, because when you do it, they will tell their teacher in school to actually tell on them. There is no child that will actually see their parents that actually raised them to see their parents fighting. It will not make any child happy. So of course when they get to school, that's the time that they will reminisce, they might start crying, especially if their mate is telling them about how good their parent is, how their parents are the sweetest and everything. So it will really weaken the child. It will actually tell on him. So when the child keeps going to school and every time the child is always crying, the child is always moody, the child is always saying, what does that mean? Both of you cannot take care of the child. Of course, the social will come and help both of you. So if you know that we will love local or we will love any yawo, somebody should just come to a mutual agreement. Either one person should go or just learn how to have sense. So if you know all those ones you used to do in the house, that when you are fighting, is Inya Ikechi that will come and carry baby for you people to finish fighting before giving it. Don't try it abroad. You're going to lose forever custody of that child. You're just looking at the child from afar like this. And the thing is, before you actually prove to them that you have sense, they will send you to therapy house, be mental, like they take mental health very serious outside the country. They will first send you to therapy house to go and evaluate your brain, that why you go dey fight in front of people, why you go dey violent. And you know that all these mental and therapy things not something that will happen in one day or 2 days. 3 days gone, I say 3 days, 3 years, you fit still dey on drugs. Na only you go know say you get sense, say nothing do you. Na only you, but you see 12 they go and evaluate your mental health. That why una go dey do like that to pikin? So the next one on our list is that's should be number 10. Number 10 is always sad. Sometimes these things can be really overwhelming. I will not lie, especially when you're living in Nigeria, when you're living in Africa, you get overwhelmed sometimes because of the bills. You just feel bored. Sometimes it's okay to cry, but because when you won't cry, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. When you want to cry, enter your bedroom, on the shower, so that even when you're crying, your child don't ever allow your child to see you crying. Don't ever. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. And there's something they call postpartum depression. Sometimes you just feel like everything is just, it's okay to cry, but please, when you're doing that, don't ever cry in front of your child. You know that this child, they are very, very emotional. Sometimes when they see that you always cry, they can tell their teacher in school. They will not even know that they are doing anything bad. They will just feel like they are just talking to somebody. They will tell them, my mom used to cry every time. And hey, your mom used to cry, Abby. Shosha will come and say, mommy, your child used to cry. And the thing is, there's nothing like making evidence or looking for evidence or making research or anything. They know children do not lie. You all know that children do not lie. So they, of course, they will believe whatever they see. You know that now. They will believe whatever they see. So the least you really want to get yourself into is, it's okay to cry, but when you want to cry, make sure your kids are not around. Enter the bedroom, use the shower, so they will think it's, even if they say that, Mommy, are you crying? I say, it's the water that is here. Don't even allow them to know. Don't even allow them to know. So make sure to not cry in that way. And sometimes when you feel like you're feeling overwhelmed, the thing is making you depressed, making you sad, make sure to treat yourself. Go out, go on an exercise, stroll out, take yourself out, buy things for yourself. Just enjoy the life of your head, especially for stay-at-home moms. Just get something doing. You don't have to stay in the house 24/7. Just go out, just take a stroll, just do this. And that's why I will actually advise people, like, sometimes even me that I'm actually at home, if it's not because now I'm getting really engaged with me, sometimes I'll just say, why goes, everything will just become so boring, everything will just become this thing. So even if it's 2 hours work, if you do, especially if you're a dependent visa, even if it's 2 hours work, if you do it, at least that one will take your mind away from thinking about these things. You take your mind away from that. So make sure you do not cry in front of your kids, in front of your children. So the next on our list is the next and the last on our list is sending kids on an errand. You can actually send your kid on an errand, but you know, like I said in Nigeria, Amanda Moton, that one. You look behind your window and then you see Omolomoto, bread. You don't do that outside the country. Bread to Buffalo, you don't see like Bamera bread, Bami Mukini and what. You don't send another person's kid on an errand. And even your own kids go, you don't send them every errand. You just like normal errands. You don't send them every errand. You don't send another person's child errand. So far, I hope with this viewpoint of mine, I have been able to save somebody from losing full custody of their child or from entering UKG. So the way you're preparing for this thing, sending your application, preparing for a job and everything, try that same way. Start learning how to do things. Like right this point, register it in your head. Nothing like she might not give birth to the child in this country. Why do you have to seize my child? Okay, you know that they have to choose your child. Did they beg you to come to their country? So the same way you're collecting their visa is more like you ticking like I agree to terms and conditions. That is exactly what it means. So whatever you see, it is part of the country. So I'm sure you don't want to do that to yourself. So make sure to take these rules into consideration so that you don't lose custody of your child. So far, if you like and enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. And of course, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching and bye. See you soon. Don't look for 10 minutes. Where's the title go? Thank you for thumbnail. Let me know if you want to use that. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.